What up, gamers? I'm Jason, and today on Dice & Dragons, I'm going to be unboxing Horizon Zero Dawn, the board game. This is published by Steamforged Games and designed by Sherwin Matthews. As you can see, we also have some expansions we'll be unboxing today as well. We have the Stormbird expansion and the Thunderjaw expansion. Now, in this game, which is a semi-cooperative or cooperative game, depending on how you want to play it, you'll be taking on the role of a hunter in a post-apocalyptic future. And the hunters are very skilled and have been studying for many years how to search for and track down the different types of machines that live in the wild. So you will be hunting down these machines, and in a semi-cooperative game, you're going to be trying to be the hunter with the most glory points, so being the best of all the hunters, but you still need to work together in order to defeat some of the more difficult enemies. In the cooperative version, that's not going to be the case, and you can play this game in one large epic or in smaller chunks. It's completely up to you, and as you play the game, you'll be upgrading your hunters, getting better gear, better skills, better equipment, so it's going to be really cool. Looking forward to seeing what's in these boxes. So I think I've talked enough about the game. I forgot to mention the player count. It's for 1 to 4 players and for ages 14 and above. Now I've said enough, so let's take a look at what's in all these boxes. Now we're going to take a look at what's in the box for Horizon Zero Dawn, the board game. This is the core box that we're looking at. We did get 2 expansions with our review copy of the game, so we'll be taking a look at what we got for those as well. So here we've got the contents. You can see some images from the video game. Nice introduction and setup. I do love the look of the world. It explains what we've got. Hunters, weapons. So it looks like a solid rulebook. We've got action decks that we'll be using, different phases. Now this is definitely a bit of a chunky rulebook, so I might have to learn this one myself and then teach Julie. I do like the fact that we get some information onto the world and alternate ways to play, the cooperative mode, which Julie and I will definitely be trying at some point. So we've got this all set up here so we can take a look at everything. So we've got some tiles, some tokens. Tiles for the game world. This is 2 token sheets here. They're a little bit stuck together. So yeah, the tiles are already coming out. So we'll just let them come out, let them do what they want to do. You can see tiles, tokens. I'll probably punch these just after putting some of the stuff back into the box. So we do have tiles and tokens. So there you go. Not quite sure what all of these do, but I'm sure that I will have it all figured out by the time we get this to the table. This looks like that doesn't want to come out because it covers underneath as well. Interesting. Not realize it was like that. Is this taped? It is taped. Luckily, it's only taped, looks like, on one side. No, both sides. I understand why they do this for transport, but it does make opening up and taking a look at what's in the box a little bit of a chore, but this tape is not nearly as bad as others I've come to deal with, so fairly easy to open. So here we have the miniatures for the different beasts that we'll be hunting in Horizon Zero Dawn. We've got, of course, some of the weaker ones here. Then we have our hunters, and as I've mentioned, as I did mention when we started, I do have the game, but I've yet to play it. It's on my long list of video games to play when I find the time. So we've taken a look at these minis. Let's put that off to the side. We're going to pop this open. Here we've got some of the larger creatures we're going to be facing off against. And I get the feeling that this is going to make me want to go and play the video game after playing this board game. But not going to lie, I've got a few games that I've started that I really haven't had the time to finish that I should probably get played before I start up a new one. But I do know that when I do find the time, I'm going to have a whole ton of fun playing this game. And heck, if they make an Uncharted board game, I'll have to finish up that series as well. So we've got the 4 different hunters. And we've got a small deck of cards, which looks to be tied specifically to the tokens and probably some of the different abilities. And you're going to have in the game. Okay, but a little tricky to get that out, but we are good to go. So just looks to be like a type of item deck. And then you get the different items or like metal shards, so scraps, stuff that you can probably use to upgrade your abilities. Ancient vessels, some things are more specific. So that is some pretty cool stuff. Now I don't want to go through all of the cards necessarily. I don't know how long we'll be at this if I do that, but we'll take a look at some of the at least 2 or 3 of these packs of cards, just so we can get a nice feel for what we've got here. So in terms of these cards, so Resolute, Warbow. So looks to be like some of the hunters decks with different gear that we can get, different abilities. And you'll notice that they're colored, so I do believe each hunter has their own deck, or at least their own weapons. That's pretty cool. So horizontal armor. So that's what the hunter cards look like. Here we have the action cards and more of the hunter cards. So let's open this one up and see. So we've got Karja's stuff. Then we have what looks to be the movement cards and some other effects that we're going to get depending on the scenario, and then some different attack cards for the different types of monsters that we'll be facing off against. So let's take a look at what we've got here. So more cards, looks to be like some items or stamina cards. Damage coil, so it looks like we've got some more hunter cards over here. This pack, once again, more hunter cards. Probably some enemy cards mixed in as well. Then here we've got, more hunter cards. So most of the stuff you're going to see here is the hunter deck. And then tucked away at the bottom, I almost didn't see them. So I'm going to bring these up to the top here. The cards, so Sawtooth, Shellwalker, Grazer, Scrapper, Strider, and Watcher. And I don't know why they've got the sides went all the same way, but these are the cards for the enemies. So you got an idea as to what we've got for the game. Now the last thing to take a look at before I start punching this, sorting it, getting ready to play, we'll take a look at the dice. Here, look like we've got some attack and movement dice. Not sure what the arrows do, but we'll figure this all out once I go through the rule book. And we've taken a look at what's in the box for the base game of Horizon Zero Dawn. Now keep it right here. As I said, we did get some expansions. If you didn't skip over the intro, I'm sure you saw them. So we're going to take a look at the Stormbird expansion next, followed by the Thunderjaw expansion. And then we're going to be getting ready to get this game to the table over this weekend. And because the stuff popped out, it's not going back in quite the way I wanted it to. Oh, don't forget, I got the bags. Always awesome. So I'm just going to put the lid back on. I'm going to be punching this out as soon as we finish this anyway. So it's not that big of a deal. Now, keep right here as I'll be back in a flash. Now we're going to take a look at the Stormbird expansion for Horizon Zero Dawn. Really curious as to exactly what's in the box. I've taken a peek, but I haven't really looked at it in detail. So we do have the new rules for the Stormbird. Tells you how to set up, get a nice list of the components, adding the Stormbird to your game. So pretty cool. Seems very straightforward, even though there's 11 pages. A lot of this seems to just be using the same format as the rulebook that came with the core game just to make it a little easier. Also, just keep the sizes consistent. You've got the construction guide for the Stormbird. Now, once again, we have our tiles, our boards here. And really not a fan of these being in plastic. Just one thing that I wish they would stop doing. We have enough plastic and boards really don't need it. It's also a great way to damage them. So we've got our board. And this is the one that you'll be using specifically for bird. So you get a good idea as to what it has on there. It is not double-sided, so just one scenario. Now let's lift this part out and let's see what we got. So we've got the bird here. I'm not going to put it together fully. I'm not sure how easily it'll come apart, but I will put enough of the pieces in just so you can get an idea as to the scale of this thing. And if you're a fan of Horizon, sure, it doesn't disappoint. See, it's a little tricky to get in, and I don't want to damage it too much, but you get a good idea as to the scale of the bird. See that the storage here has got all the components, but I'm really not sure. Like the tail, as you can see, maybe I had it backwards. Just trying to look here. Yeah, the tail was upside down. It goes in, but once you get this assembled, I'm really unsure as to how easily it will be to take everything apart. And as I'm not quite playing this just yet, not gonna do that. But you do get a nice stand for it, so I mean you can obviously display it. So here's stand pieces. Now this comes apart easily for storage purposes, so that is very good. Now we only have a small amount of the content for this game. I can only imagine how difficult it may be to store this if you have everything. Oh, I think I've got this piece going in the wrong way here. And we'll put the wing back here. We've got the card here for the Stormbird. And not as loose as I would like, but not going to be that difficult to get open. I think a little teeth can handle if needed. So you've got the card, 2 cards for the Stormbird, the 1 to 2 player card and the 3 to 4 player card. And then you've got its deck right here. It does have the nice tabs to open it up, so really do appreciate that. Makes getting it's open a lot easier. So all the instructions for movement, as well as the Stormbird's different effects. And here you can see the back of the cards. So there you have it. We've taken a look at what is in the box for the Stormbird expansion. We're going to get this all boxed back up. I'm really, really curious if I'm going to be able to get everything to fit in a single box. I highly doubt it. In 2 boxes, still not sure, but hoping I can get this game just condensed a little bit. Now, keep it right here as we'll be taking a look at what is in the Thunderjaw expansion pack, and then I'll be coming back at you with a quick outro. Now I'm going to take a look at what's in the box for the Thunderjaw expansion for Horizon Zero Dawn. Ever since I saw the game on Kickstarter, I love the idea of these giant miniatures. So very cool. So we once again get a rule book. Looks like it's going to be the same size as the rule book for the Stormbird. So yeah, just giving you a nice explanation and really keeping that standard rulebook size. The instructions on how to construct the Thunderjaw are here. So you won't need to keep that necessarily once it has been constructed, unless you plan to take it apart and store it. And still not sure how that is going to work out. The board sealed up in plastic is always obnoxious. And I always think they're tiles when I see them like that. See, look, I almost scuffed the board a little bit there trying to get it out. So please, 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 can we stop with the boards wrapped in plastic? I'm sure it probably makes it easier for them coming off the line to make sure that you have them. but it's just so wasteful. So we've got the board for the scenario, so you can get a nice look at the board. Now, I know this has been out for a while, but I still want to do this unboxing. I want to take a look at everything that is inside of this box, because I just think it's really cool. And I've heard very mixed reviews on the game, so it's going to be really fun for Julie and I to get to try this out ourselves and see how we actually feel about the game. It's going to be a lot of fun, and that's why you're getting this video on a weekend, because we will be diving into this over the weekend. So I wanted to get this out in a timely fashion, so you can expect to see our review coming the week after this is released. So here we've got a different kind of movement card. He's got a disc launcher. I don't know all of these effects from the video games. I do have Horizon Zero Dawn, but I really haven't had much time to play the game. So just like the Stormbird, their deck, and then the movement deck, let's take a look at what we've got here for the Thunderjaw. We've got the nice guide to explain how to assemble them, but I'm still not quite sure how, looking at the components. So, okay, we've got the base here, meaning that it's going to, the legs are going to be what connects to the base. So he's got disc launchers. Looks like these two pieces here are going to be for the legs. Pop these out. So essentially you're going to put, this goes together, and looks like it'll probably disassemble a little easier than the bird. So you're going to put the legs on and connect it. But it could be that I've got it backwards. I'll have to take a look exactly at the construction guide, as it's not the clearest, so you can just see how they go. It really has that steep, sharp angle. It's going on the right way, and it does look like it's supposed to fit like that, but I'll have to definitely play with it just a little bit more to assemble it. I do get the feeling that once these are assembled, I am not going to want to take them apart. So there you have it. We've gone through all of the contents for the Thunderjaw expansion. Now, depending on how many plays Julie and I can get of the game, I don't know if we're going to be covering one or both of these in our review. But I definitely want to try to get at least one of these big, bad miniatures to the table for when we do play the game. So there you have it. We've taken a look at all the content that we have for Horizon Zero Dawn. Keep it right here, as I'll be coming back at you with a quick outro. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you like what you saw, don't forget to click that like button, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that YouTube will let you know when our next video is released. Also, down below in the video description, you'll find links to all of our social media feeds, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you'd like to see some pictures of Julie and I playing Horizon Zero Dawn, the board game, there'll be plenty on those feeds very soon. This is our next game that will be hitting the table. Also down there's a link to multizone.ca, a great Canadian game store. Click that link, you'll get 10% off your next purchase. It's a great way to support the channels. A portion of that purchase will be returned to us. Also popping up now will be links to some of our previously released videos. Over here will be our most recent release. Then over here it's going to take you back to a review on how to play of Horizon Zero Dawn, the board game, when it's available. Until then, something that is similar. With that being said, don't forget, keep playing games.